Hello and welcome. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on this special interview. We have with us a guest who, of course, needs no introduction. We've interviewed him several times on NewsX, and I'm happy to welcome back Andre Timmins, co-founder of IIFA and co-founder of Wizcraft. Thanks for being with us again today.
Uday, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure for you all to keep promoting arts, culture, fashion, music, and cinema. And in a very small way, for 25 years, we've been on the road with, all of you all, um, kind of, putting our cinema out there, in the world, right? So thank you so much, Uday.
No, absolutely. It is our soft power, and we hope to continue doing that along with you. Let's begin with that soft power, which you've been taking across the globe. I can see the IIFA trophy behind you. So I have to quickly ask you, Andre, about plans for IIFA 2026. You know, you like being the grand finale of all the award ceremonies. That's what is going to happen this year as well. What can you tell us?
Yes, I think Uday, it's in the planning, and what we want to do is that, like we keep doing, is promoting cinema to the world, right? And in our progress of doing IFA internationally, I would like to actually step back and say that we also have some plans for India, right? We felt that while we take IFA abroad, what can we do in India? Like we did our 25 years, we bought back to India in Jaipur was a grand success. We had, I think over 45,000 people for both the days. We had a great viewership of close to we collectively 1.5 billion people across the world, right? So, but this year, what we are planning to do, we are launching something called the IIFA Connects, which is happening on the 28th of May in Mumbai. It's something that we always wanted to do. Is what happens, we've seen that the industry, they never come together. While, everybody knows everybody, but the idea is to kind of get the right profile of people where more business can happen. So I want to see, while we have IIFA as a platform, my main objective is to actually generate business for people in the field of script writers, singers, actors, you know what I mean? So we're launching this thing called IIFA Connects, which is happening this month. We're keeping with the trends that are going on. So because the Met Gala happened, we thought we'll do something on, style to screen. And of course, we are bringing together 100 people from the industry together, which is something that is going to be from various fields into in cinema and style. We've got our first edition. We have Karan Johar, Anaita Shroff together. They'll be speaking on. Of course, Karan will speak more about his global thing around Met Gala. But interestingly, I want to do something in India to get the industry together, to talk about business, to talk about what's happening in the world. As if you look at the Instagram, so much is happening with it. So this is one of the things we're doing. And also we're launching end of the year something called the IIFA Honors. Which again is going to be in Mumbai for about, again, 400 people. It's honoring a single artist or talent across the field. It could be in script writing, it could be in acting, it could be in fashion, but we'll kind of glorify the artist. And that's what we're doing locally here. And of course, we're doing IIFA Utsavam in Telangana for the South.
This time,
And coming back to your question in terms of what we're doing for this year is that we are going to be somewhere in Asia, right? Okay. If everything goes well, with the global crisis that we are looking at the moment, as I speak to you, if the global crisis is good and we can travel, we'll be traveling within Asia. And we're going to kind of make that announcement in the first week of June. It's hopefully happening end of August, and if the global crisis still continues, then we may think of coming back to India, Uday. And I have to tell you, we've got a lot of requesting from various states in India,
Yes.
from Telangana to Madhya Pradesh to Assam to
Yes.
Gujarat. All have been requesting us to kind of come there. But, as IIFA, the whole concept is to go international,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes.
Um, so actually that's where we are. And of course,
Okay.
the highlights of this year is going to be, we want to bring in more of IFA, becoming a more of a musical, more from the music perspective, acting perspective, and drama perspective. So even in terms of our entertainment is going to
Lovely.
be, we're trying to target the more younger generation
Okay.
to bring in the audience.
Yeah.
We want to bring in, we're looking at bringing in K-pop
Hmm.
into IFA, which is something new we are doing. We're also instituting something new, which we have not yet told anybody, but I'll say it to you because I
Great.
think it's great. It's a great time. We're also launching something for honoring an international Hollywood film
Oh, nice.
with an IFA.
Okay.
So the films that have done well in India,
Yeah.
right? Okay, through box office, so exactly what happens with foreign films abroad, right? We are kind of doing a similar thing to bring in because Hollywood
Nice.
films are doing well in India, right? So
Absolutely.
the whole idea was to how do we embrace it, you know?
Yeah.
So we'll be instituting this first international award with an IFA,
Lovely.
basically, and we have our digital awards, and
Yes,
then we
as
have
well.
our popular awards.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, lovely. So, a lot on the plate, a lot you've given us already, exclusive details for our viewers to really, titillate their senses. And we're waiting already. We're waiting with bated breath. So, October, IFA Utsavam, and end of August, most probably the IFA Awards, either in Asia or in India. That's also Asia. And as you said, of course, IFA Connect and IFA Honor. So, a lot on the plate as far as IFA is concerned. Now, since you mentioned musical, I want to take you to Michael because it's like life has come full circle. 30 years back, you did the concert, and now 30 years after this movie is released, and I think you had a special screening of it. It's really life comes full circle after 30 years, isn't it, Anand?
I tell you, my God, I'm still getting goosebumps here while talking about Michael. And I think for us, it's we kind of I would say for Wizcraft, we became a household name through Michael Jackson in 1996. And I have to kind of just drive back to 1996 when we actually kind of got connected and people said that, listen, Michael Jackson wants to come to India. We thought it was a joke. We thought, how will India in that era bring Michael Jackson, this international king of pop, right? And at the same time, looking at the scenario in India, especially Mumbai, when, there was this whole Valentine's and Western artist and everything, right? And right there, we have Michael Jackson wanting to come to India. So the first thing we kind of said that if you want to come to India, then we have to meet you,
Yeah.
right? Then you have to do much more than what you do for other countries because
Mhm.
Michael Jackson, at that time, for any other place he would go, he would actually just land in the city, go to the venue, perform, and he's out. And with us, for India, we said, listen, it's not possible for you to come to India and do what you normally do. You'll have to give a little more time. India is very different. India is still a closed market. We have to open people's mind to international. And he wanted to do it in full blown. He said, I want to do it as I do it internationally,
Yes.
nothing less for India. I love India. I want to come to India. I want to shoot 2 videos. I want to meet Mother Teresa. I want to go to Taj Mahal. I want to meet the people. I want to do a calendar, with the children
Yeah.
of India. So he was very well entrenched into the Indian culture, right? So apparently he had a very big Ganpati in his house.
Okay.
You got my point.
Yeah.
He knew about Indian culture.
Yeah.
He knew about Indian
Yeah.
food.
Yeah.
And when I was talking to him, I thought like, he knows everything, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so when we went to LA, got his okay, came back, and that's the time we met with Bala Saab and the family, Raj Thackeray and everybody. And, uh, Bala Saab at his highest with his glasses and, sitting down there. And we went there, we said, sir, we want to bring
Yeah.
Michael Jackson. And we actually, what we told him, sir, artist to artist,
Yeah.
you're an artist, he's an artist. And he actually smiled and said, Michael, aayega kya? India ko. So I said, yes, if you give us, because we couldn't bring him here without the government support. Even today, if I want to bring, let's say I want to bring Taylor Swift, okay, or I want to bring back Coldplay or bring somebody big, you will need the government support because it's all about experience, all about security,
Definitely.
it's all about so Michael Jackson for India till date, there's never been a production of that caliber, right?
Yeah.
And let me tell you one thing: when we went to his to the lawyers, and we were Viraf, me, and our two friends, and went to this huge building in LA, and we entered this, big lawyers firm. And so they took out the contract as to what he'll do, what he won't do. And we had a long list, right? He has to come, he has to meet the CM, he has to meet Bala Saab, you have to do a press meet, we have to invite people. No. So that guy says, that lawyer says, Michael will not do all this. So I said, if Michael doesn't do all this, then I'm sorry, we cannot do India, right? So this, Uday, you won't believe, we went to the office at 9:30.
Yeah.
We're sitting in the office, it's 8:30.
Wow.
Right? The lawyer comes and says, guys, what is this? India, what you need? Michael's coming there, he wants to do it, but we cannot do everything you're asking us. We have already signed Bangkok, Singapore, Malaysia, Australia, New Zealand, and you're still in my office asking for more. I said, sir, we cannot do it, sir. Unfortunately, because we need this. Otherwise, it's not possible. India will not believe us.
Yes.
We said, sorry, I'm sorry, we cannot do it if you want to. So we got up at 8:45 and said, okay, fine, thank you very much. Unfortunately, I think, we will not be able to do this because if you don't give us this, then unfortunately, we cannot get the show to India. Uday, we got up from there at 8:45 in the night, right? We went back to the hotel, right? Viraf, me, and two of our friends and all that. And we spoke to, we only got his manager, Marcel, on the line around about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Right? So you can imagine from 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock, Uday, we were almost, Viraf and we said, why did you do this? Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Right? So we were then kind of nervous, right? Because naturally, we've come to meet Michael, now we have to come back and say. And then we got through Marcel at 1 o'clock, and then Marcel said that, okay, let me speak to Michael. And I will come back to you. Now, we went to sleep. 3:30 in the morning, we get a call, right? Saying that tomorrow morning, you will meet the lawyers at 10 a.m. and they have agreed to all your terms. Michael has said, go ahead, I want to do India.
Lovely.
So,
wow.
It was all smiles. Landed at the lawyer's table. That guy, of course, was not happy. Gave us the tract. We signed it, and then the next thing we knew that they booked us at Beverly Hills. Gave us the tweet, and they said you're going to meet Michael. And the car came. Very often we sat. We dressed up in the Indian outfits, and now we're traveling to meet Michael, right, at some destination which was a hangar. Now we land there. Suddenly we see this, small jets outside the hangar. We enter the hangar. Uday, it was a full-blown stage.
Wow.
Which we have never seen in our life, right? And they take us in, they say, this is where he's rehearsing. We went and sat down there. We waited for about 45 minutes. Then they took us into another room. And we sat there. And in about 10 minutes, Michael walks in, right? Walks into the chambers, and we both stood up, and we were like literally like babies in a park, right?
Yes.
Imagine being in the entertainment
Yeah.
field. You're meeting King of Pop, Michael Jackson. And Uday, understand one thing, Michael
Yeah.
Jackson that time was at his peak.
Absolutely.
Okay. And we spoke to him. He was very intelligent. We
Yeah.
gave him some tips. We gave him the book. We gave him Natraj, Ganpati. He
Mhm.
knew everything. And he said, I love India. I love Indian food. I want to come. What can I do? So that's the time we said that, listen, for Indians to believe that you're going to come, we need you to give us a video in Hindi. So he
Yeah.
started laughing. In Hindi, we said, don't worry, we'll teach you, right?
Yes.
Main Hindustan aa raha hu, right? So he actually recorded it, and for about 10-15 minutes he was rehearsing it,
Yeah.
right? He gave us the video in Hindi, he gave us the video in English, he took a photograph with us, right? And then he gave a press release, he gave a
Yeah.
small card to India. He had never done this. All the people
Absolutely.
around Michael said, you know, Michael has not done this for any
Yeah.
country,
Yeah.
you know. And we were back on a flight back to India, I mean. And by the way, we
Yeah.
did all this without knowing where we're going to get the money. Was production, okay?
Mm.
Because we had to bring his production in.
Yeah.
Came back here, met Bala Saab, showed him the video. He
Mm.
was very happy,
Mhm.
right? And then we came across Bharat Shah.
Mhm.
At that time was very big in the
Mhm.
movie business. And we went to him and said, sir, we have this opportunity to bring Michael Jackson. And, we need funding for the production and everything, that. And he said, ho gaya? I said, हाँ sir, ho gaya. I showed him the video and he said, okay, done, let's do it. And that's the time we started planning, putting the plans together, the Andheri
Lovely.
Sports Complex, and I think that was history for
Yeah.
Wizcraft in terms of wanting to bring him here.
Yeah.
But it was not easy, I have to say.
No, of course not.
The police had a lot of
Yeah.
issues in, they were creating these kind of blocks for
Mm.
1,000 people. And the Michael Jackson guy said, no,
Mm.
you cannot do it. It has to be free, like a
Mhm.
concert.
Mm.
And that's the time we had to take Munde through it. He was the home minister, show him the video, then he allowed it.
Mhm.
And Michael Jackson, when he landed in India, at the airport, there were about probably 10-15,000 people.
Yeah.
We had Raj, Sonali Bendre, we
Yeah.
had the whole legend
Yeah.
dancers, the entire customs, right? There was pin drop silence.
I can imagine.
Everybody left their jobs.
Yes.
All the flights were stopped,
Yes.
right? They were only waiting for Michael Jackson to come.
Yeah.
And it was, I have to say, it was great fun.
No, it was a moment. It was a moment. And of course, I'm sure that moment came alive for you all once again when you saw this movie in Mumbai, sitting with everyone, some of the people who were part of that team and some who weren't. But amazing. This is like a film as well, this entire retelling that you just told us. Fantastic. Such a
Did you
pleasure.
see that? We should
Yes.
send you the
Yes, I did. I
the
saw that
18
shot.
minute.
I did.
You saw that. You
Sabas,
saw that.
yes, Sabas Joseph had sent me that. I saw that. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's lovely. And it really tells the entire story. Thank you so much, Andre. It's a pleasure, as always, speaking with you. And good luck. We're looking forward now to IIFA 2026 and all your other plans for the year as well.
Thank you so much, Uday, and thank you for always supporting the cinema industry in totality. We need to promote our culture, fashion, music, cinema.
No doubt.
And thank you so much, Uday.
Thank you so much for it.
Bye. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Lovely.
and keep in touch, my friend. Anything
I'll
I
do
can
that.
do, let me know.
Done, done. Looking
Thank you.
forward. Bye.
Thank
See
you.
you.